It's been a long time coming, guys. We have not done any videos, and you haven't even, actually last time I think you seen this car was probably a year ago, if you remember it. This one was my dad's car. He ran it, and I think it's an 06. This is the newer style Crown Vic with the aluminum cradle. So he ran it, of course, broke the ball joint and tie rod on this side. He took one hit there, and I have the door off now. And one hit on the door, and the fender, didn't even ding it. There's the hood. Fender, I show you, it's over here. You can see it. Not very bad at all. You can literally straighten it back out with the porta power. So, anyways, what I'm getting at, he ran this, was going to sell it. I even put it up for sale. We were going to sell it. And I just couldn't see this thing get smashed, like go to a junkyard, because that's what he wanted to do with it. And it's not the greatest shape car, but it's still pretty clean. It was an old cop car, had about 130,000 on it. So, you can see the frame up here. Pretty decent, not the greatest. Still gonna just try it out, use it as a learning curve. Never built one of these. Now, I did a little modification here. As you guys can see, them are not your average 03 and up control arm steel. These are 90 style or 80 style Ford uppers. Ended up these. Now the aluminum cradle is still under here. It's probably hard to see, but you can see the aluminum cradle. Don't mind the tie rod. I gotta get to that yet. So what I did, right about there, you can see it. I cut it off completely. It eliminates the spring and everything. Now, I'm still using the stock lowers, and the coil spring I have to change out. That's the original off the Crown Vic, but they're too small. When you push down on it, it's not enough tension to hold the front end up. So I ended up getting springs out of, like that one right there. It's out of a 9802 or a 70s Ford. So we got them. I got to do some more work up there, but I made this entirely myself. I get tired of everybody I hear that run these, they always say, hey, protect the tires, protect your front end, the front tires, because it'll, as well as I do, I've seen plenty of people run, take one hit, there went the control arm. It either busts very rarely, and sometimes they get upper, but it's mainly the uppers that break or the lowers. I've seen the lowers snap off. So I am going to put a bigger ball joint in the bottom of this before I run it. Probably one of the, I think it's a QA1 ball joint screw in. They're expensive, but I'm not going to take a car there just to snap a ball joint. I want to have some fun and destroy some stuff, Not one hit, I'll upload it back on the trailer, come back to the next one. So anyways, that's how I did that. I ended up making my own. I cut steel. I made my own motor mounts. Well, these are stock truck mounts. Bolted it to the square tubing there. It's all welded. So if you take this motor out, it is all bolted to the cradle. Talked to the promoter. They said it's fine. Sent pictures. So this is what we're going to try, and we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully everything holds up. I don't see the welds breaking. I just don't know if anything's going to bend. I do got to strengthen it a little more and go back over some of the welds and put some more gussets in here, from here to here and up here, just so none of this moves. But that was my thought process on these 03 and ups. I'm going to try it out, see how it goes. Maybe give you guys an idea. Just try it. You never know. Worst it does is don't work. But I still think that's better than what was on it, because everyone I seen, that was the weak point. If you could keep your front wheels from getting hit, these cars did amazing. The only other thing was the steering. Now I should get to that. They had problems with the steering. Steering racks ain't the greatest. That's the only other thing that's kind of got me, like, I don't know if I should look for another steering rack and just try and, mock it up and make it fit. Because like he said, as long as it's bolted on, it's legal. At my derby, at least. Not everywhere, but that's it for the front suspension. I can give you guys another update when I have maybe tore apart and go to put the other coil springs in. But I wish I'd have videoed some of this sooner, but of course I just got bored over the weekends and started working on this. This wasn't even supposed to run this year, and I just decided, you know what? It's been a year and a half. I want to run one. So I had this thing sitting around, and I'd like to just run it. I'd love to like completely destroy it and start fresh with a new one, because I got one kind of sort of like this that's really, really, really nice shape. So I want to try and run that. We're in the process of getting the bumper mounted up now. Motor's in, it's all wired up, had it running, sounds great. It just needs some spark plugs and some new wires, and I got to figure some other stuff out here. I got it charging, power steering pump's hooked up. I have power steering. This is the issue. Every LS runs these down through here. So my thought is I'm either going to relocate all the coils and make a new bracket somewhere and just get really long wires off like a Chevy 350 and bring them down here and then cut this firewall a little more, or put them in a thing so they're not getting ruined, and hang them down below like a GM, come up underneath. Because last year when I got stuck, last year, year before, I can't remember, it's been a while, ended up melting plug wires off. This got so hot from getting stuck on a car, it melted. I think I was only running off like 4 cylinders. And I also want to put a coil protector back here. You can buy them. Personally, I'm just going to make a template and make my own. It really just needs to come up and just have a little knoll here to cover the back ones. But if I relocate it, I won't have to worry about it. So I don't know which route I'm going yet. But I started doing some wiring. Now I know it looks like a mess. It is a mess. But I got to put some of that stuff back, get it all tight, finessed when I'm done with it. Then I ended up filling the radiator. That's why you see the jugs on the floor. Filling that up, didn't realize, and I cut too far into the radiator and cut right through the damn thing. But this is a Crown Vic rad, fits in obviously perfect, but it actually hoses were on the correct size or side for my LS, which made it nice. Got the tank in. That's all off the floor. I got a jack stuck under there. Got to get that out. I seen that the other day. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I'm probably going to have to jack the floor up a little bit to get it out. But battery's in. Like I said, it'll fire. I ain't going to fire it now. I have some of the wiring undone, so I'll give you guys a startup video, maybe the next 1 or 2. And we'll go from there. I also want to give a shout out to these guys, Sky High Steering Shafts, Jake Hansen. If you guys ever get one of these things are freaking amazing. I cannot wait to try it out. They sell the steering shaft, and then it comes with this that goes down. Now this is like a slider. This will slide in and out, and I'll show you here. Ugh. And some of you guys like this. We kept the Mustang steering wheel for good old sake. But we got the quick, if I can figure it out, a little hard one-handed. So, put that on, and the nice thing is, I got it upside down. Got the quick release. We can pop that on and off. But I want to show you guys this. This freaking thing is neat. Look how much this bends. I mean, look at that. This thing freaking is nuts. And that, even with that bent, it'll still slide up into that shaft the whole way. So I could bend this car straight up in the air. It should still have steering. But just want to say, overall, so far, very pleased with the product. Definitely recommend. Now, this was for the newer 03 style. Didn't definitely try out 9802s, because I know I ran the stock steering. Excuse me, stock steering shaft with the stock column. I might even still have one laying around here unless I put it away. But I just wanted to give you guys a little reference here. Here's one there. It's a stock column out of a 9802. I ran the stock steering shaft and everything, and once them things would bend up, it was hard to steer. I mean, it was rubbing, didn't want to steer. This thing, like I said, I got to try it out, but from what I've seen so far, these things are freaking 10 out of 10. So we're gonna put her to the test and see, but that'll definitely eliminate a lot of problems, and very easy to install. Now I still have to spray these up and stuff. You're supposed to grease them before every run. I did all the steps he put on there to do. That way these are warranted as long as you do the steps and you don't go cut them apart or nothing like that. But there's that. Definitely try one of them out. I'll let you know a little more on that once we run it. Maybe if this thing bends, we'll see how well it turns afterwards. But definitely got a great product. I like that so far. But we got the old MSD box in there. Still running strong. That thing's doing good. I thought it took a crap the other year, but find out it was the carburetor. But so far we got everything in. I got to put some antifreeze in it, let it run a little longer, let that circulate. Body bolts are all done. I got to get welding. Once I get all the panels back on, core support on yet. We'll put all the stuff back on. We'll weld the doors. I got to finish the trunk. It's tucked, but I end up, when we towed it here, I ended up just pulling it back out and so it would latch. But of course it wouldn't latch, so I should have just left it alone. But we need to get skid tires, and I'm going to try and go 14s on the front. I might even run, I think I'm just going to stick with the normal 15s on the back. And then I got to get my dry shaft put on. And other than that, halo needs welded in, which I don't even know if I'm going to run one of these. I really thought they're nice to have if you roll over, but just a lot of metal to keep cutting and re-welding. So I don't know, but we'll probably weld it this year. I mean, I got to fix that joint there because this was in a Lincoln Town Car, and I don't think they're quite as tall on the roof. Windows are a little bit smaller. Because I know their back windows are tiny compared to a Vic. But other than that, I got to get the rear bumper. We'll put something on the rear bumper. And got the pedals in. So I need to do brakes yet too. But other than that, that's pretty much going to wrap this thing up for now as far as I got. Got to do something different there. That cooler will work, but I got to make a frame for it. But, yeah, funny story. Couldn't get before we go here, give you guys a good laugh. Couldn't figure out my fan here. I switched to electric fans. I could not get this thing to work for the life of me. I thought it took a crap. And this fan freaking rips. Couldn't get it to work, but as soon as I hook it to the battery, it won't work. Most users are probably going, okay, well, hey, dummy, I know what's wrong with it. Didn't think about it. Negative cable comes here and goes in straight to the battery. So the only thing grounded is the engine, which it should be grounded through that, but wasn't thinking. Spent like 45 minutes. There's one of the wires too. I had two wires ran straight from the battery out to here. This thing would turn on, and then when I would put it back in, and this is just me being stupid, put it back in, I had the wires all in here. Damn thing won't work. Couldn't get it to work for nothing. As soon as I hook it back to the battery, it would work sometimes, then it wouldn't work. And I'm going, what the heck? I thought the fan. So then I went and got that fan over there, and the other fan. Well, then it started working. So this thing was out like 4 times. Finally, I got to the point, I don't know if it hit my head or something, but I decided, oh, hey, dummy, I know what's wrong with it. If you hook it straight to the battery, obviously it'll work. I don't have no body ground on this thing. Didn't even think about that. And then guess what? Lo and behold, you come over here, you put a little freaking ground cable on it from there to there, and that works perfect. So I figured I'd give you guys a laugh. Just imagine me being an idiot trying to figure out why my fan ain't working, thinking it's junk. There's the other two to prove. I had both of them in there. This one was too big, so I couldn't use it, but I had that one in there, that one working, and then here to find out there was nothing wrong with this one. So, what an idiot. I'm telling you. It just amazes me. Many times as I do this, it's the dumbest stuff you miss. So, if that's any advice to any of you, double check everything, take your time. Sometimes even walk away and come back, because you'll find stuff you're like, really, you miss, and you should have caught it, but you don't. But that's just life. Other than that, like I said, it runs good. We're gonna get it out here, and I got to turn it down a little bit. We got it up the old MSD box. The rev limiter's up to 7100, and that's a lot for this thing. It took it, but it sounded a little sketchy. So, but other than that, like I said, motor sounds good. I got the front suspension. If you guys have any questions on the front suspension, I can do a little better video on that. It's entirely up to you guys. Like I said, anything you want to know about me setting these up, I'll let you know. We ended up going with different transmission too. I went with the Turbo 350, and this is the BOP transmission, not the Chevy transmission. Every time I run a Chevy transmission, I don't know if it's because it bolts on, has more bolts, but it seems to me when I run the BOP with, I don't know if you guys can see here, let me get you in there. Okay, there's the transmission, and there's a plate right here. This is for a Chevy 350 that I modified to fit the LS. I know it's kind of a crappy shot, but it goes on. You take the flywheel off, it goes on behind the flywheel, and then it bolts. It gives you your other bolt holes, because BOPs are different, which most of you guys know, but for new people, you can't just bolt a BOP up to it. It'll only hold, like, I think 2 bolts. 2 of the lower bolts will only grab, because the bell pattern's different. This adapter, you can put a BOP on here, and what I like about it is it gives it a little bit of flex. I still broke one. I actually broke a flywheel, but it didn't break my transmission case. So every time I run a GM transmission, I break the case. Like this one over here, I don't know how it's going to hold up, but I ended up welding. This is a Turbo 375. Now, I went to Harbor Freight and got their aluminum wire, and I used my welding gas. Now, they say 100% argon. I did what I used for MIG welding, the 75-25, worked perfect. I ended up actually adding this on and grinding it off, but I put a whole nother, because Chevy trannies they bolt here and here and here will bolt to the LS. I think one of these don't have a hole in the LS, but so these bottom 4, this one, and then this bolts, and one of these I don't think bolt. There's no thread in the LS, not like the 350s. They bolt the whole way. So I put that on for an extra bolt hole. I'm kind of curious to see how it holds up with welding aluminum, because that was very, very different when welding with steel. And I'm not going to spend all that money on a freaking welder and all the other crap you need. And I mean, essentially you should have a TIG that you can weld aluminum with. That's the best route. But I mean, I ran it right through the Lincoln Electric and it worked perfect. Didn't have to change nothing. The only thing you had to do was turn up, it's weird, I had to turn up more gas. You had to run a lot more gas. And then the weird thing is here's where I run for my MIG welder. About 3.5, 4 for the wire speed, and I run it on D. Now, when I welded that aluminum, I went with the heat B, and I had to run it just a little bit past 6 to get it to actually weld decent. And that took me a couple times to figure out. But if you guys need to weld aluminum and you don't have a welder to do it, you can use a MIG. And I know they say, oh, with a lining and that. If I done it and it worked, there's no reason you can't do it and it works. You just gotta take your time and adjust it. That's the big part. But hey, if it'll save you guys some money, why not? I mean, I'm cheap. I'd love to have money to go out and buy stuff, but I don't. And like I said, I'm not all about money. I'm here to have fun, enjoy life, and have a good time. Not worry about, oh, I got millions of dollars, which would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have money, but then the way I wouldn't. I like to earn stuff in life, not be handed it. So just remember, just because you don't got money or you do have money, go out and enjoy life and have fun. Don't worry about, oh, I don't got money to do this. Well, then you know what? Make it work. Find a way to make it work. You know, my stuff ain't all new. I've bought this stuff over years. It's definitely, I'd love to have new, but you got to use what you can get and use what you got. So, Yeah, but just wanted to give you guys, finally, like I said, another update. You'll see the shop video drop first, and this video. But if you guys got any tips, we are allowed 4 patch plates. So if you guys got any input on that, so I'll give you a little rundown here quick. You can help me out if you can. If not, no big deal. Leave me a comment or something. So we're allowed a 8x8 plate to weld the bumper to. And then we're allowed a 4x4, 8 inches back on the frame for a bumper bracket. So got that all in. We're allowed 4 patch plates. Never ran one of these. Now I know in the 9802 I put one here, and then I did a taco plate on the crush box on 9802, which did good. It ended up bending back behind the box. Now I know these boxes are a lot more, like when I did these body bolts, these boxes are massive compared to a 9802. Not saying it still won't bend there, it could. So let me know, would you put them up front and maybe one there on both sides? Not sure. That's where I'm thinking they're gonna go for sure. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put one either against this box or right there, because to me, if it's not gonna bend there, it's probably gonna start to bend there, I'm pretty sure. But it could also crease here, so that's why I'm gonna try and cover that. But let me know what you guys think. I might do, you know what I mean? I might do what you guys say and try it out. We'll try it out and see how it does. Other than that, it's really about it. I get the patch plates on, like I said, put that stuff on, and we'll be ready to rip. August down at Somerset County Fair, we're running this. Hopefully finish it off. And like I said, we're getting there. I'm gonna try to change up the paint job too this year. We're still gonna do black, but I'm gonna do like a gloss black. And I still haven't decided yet. I'd like to keep the police thing, but because it glows in the dark, it's pretty cool. But I don't know, it might stick out, so we'll see when we get there. I think that's about it, you know, for an update. Got everything in, and like I said, go check out Sky Steering Shafts. Let me know too if you guys have any comments on these tires. I was thinking about running, now that wheel's got to go. That wheel sticks out too far. The offset's weird. It's an old trailer wheel. I was either debating on running my 715s. I think yeah. No, sorry, not 715s. 550, they're forklift tires, 550 15s on the front, or I might go with 14-inch skid tires. Let me know what you guys run on them. If you run something else that'll keep them in a little bit, has a better offset. And on the back, I'm probably just going to run, I think they're the 28.7, no, 28, I'm losing my mind today, 27.850s. So now I got to watch too, because I do have calipers on this rear end, so I can't go too much smaller wheel unless I switch it over to drum brake, which I'm probably just going to leave them on so I don't have to mess with it, because my other rear end's under another car right now, and until that one gets over here, that's drum brake, and I can run my brake pedal back and hook it in that way. But that's my thoughts for that. Let me know what you think. I don't mind running these. I got to get them tubed or something because they keep going flat. I think when I welded the wheel, it screwed up, or I'm going to get new wheels. So let me know what you think on them. Should I run them or run something different? Them, I'm probably going to run, just change the rims out. I just got to get one on this side. That one's good over there. And other than that, like I said, any tips or tricks you guys got that you can think of, let me know. If you see something in the video that I need to fix, you know, message me, or call. The best thing to do, comment. I reply to a lot of the comments. That's about it. So that's going to be it for this first update. Many more to come. And let me know too, I know you guys like, I seen a couple comments on when I get to the track and stuff, you guys like the in-car GoPro. You like when a couple guys commented and said they want, when I take it off the trailer and go through tech, let the camera roll. We can do that. I'm just going to let it run, then I'll have to clip it down. So that's entirely fine with me, because I know you guys ain't going to want to watch a 2-hour video. You know, especially just the people. I mean, then again, it's kind of like, you never know, people walking in front and the stupid crap you'll hear from people, or just the funny stuff. So, can do that also. All right, enough of me freaking rambling on here. You guys are probably getting tired of hearing me anyways. So, remember, like, share, comment down below, and see if we can get these subscribers up a little higher. You know, I just enjoy doing these videos for you guys. I hope you like it. Any suggestions, put down below. And we will see you at the next one.